boondocked here last night. I gotta tell you that that swamp cooler, especially in this type of weather, it was perfect. I mean, we slept so good having air conditioning inside that vehicle, especially when it's so hot. But we're at this park. Got some tennis courts here. It's actually a pretty decent park. It looks like it's well maintained for the most part. You're in Key West, so everything looks a little run down, but that's just the flavor of Key West. So Gina just got out of the restroom, and I'm just going to show you what the restroom looks like. It's actually a pretty nice park, right?
Yeah, it's nice. I'm jealous of all these people playing tennis.
Gina used to play tennis, and we were talking about getting some tennis rackets so we can play. But here's the restroom, and to my surprise, it's not too bad. I'm pretty sure some of the people that are homeless come and use it, but this is what it looks like. No shaving, no bathing. Seems that they stock it up with plenty of toilet paper. It's actually not a bad restroom, considering where you're at.
Right? Although I did notice the ladies' rooms are still locked.
Oh, are they?
So just that one on the end is open, but hey.
Well, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, so they probably open it later.
Yeah.
Maybe 8. It hasn't really been too hard to boondock here in Key West. We haven't had any issues. I slept so good last night.
Oh my gosh, so did I.
So we've been trying to get up early, like 7 o'clock, so we're not in the van when the sun comes up. And right now we're just gonna go get some ice. So basically what we do is we put all the stuff in the front and then just move it to the back once we wake up in the morning. This way the back is all nice and clear.
We're walking over to Higgs Beach now, here in Key West. It was a little rainy this morning, but the sun is trying to come out. So we're gonna check out the water and some beach.
And just another rooster. How's the water?
Feels good. Oh, that feels so good.
It's a nice place to come in.
Yeah.
This is the pier on Higgs Beach. I'm gonna take a walk and go all the way out to the end of it. This pier is wide.
It is.
Unlike most of the piers that we've been to. Got a lot of room here.
Kill the raccoons.
It's like one of those Salini did, you know. And oh yeah.
He looks like he's ready for a nap.
And back in Boston, we do every day. Do you know Boston at all?
The whole thing with cruise ships now is the whole coronavirus.
Yeah.
Get stuck on one of those, you're gonna be there for a while.
You can have an extra long vacation and cruise.
Tengo piquete, la gente dice el chamaco le mete, solo en la cabeza tengo los billetes, tengo piquete, estoy bien, no tengo de 100, pero tengo los míos hermanos, aquí estamos todo bien, me gozo la vida, pa' mí es la ley, todo la angola, como coca, te pone coqueta. Porque no busca trabajo, al menos vendiendo paletas. Gozo la vida en trabajo, lo tuyo no te comprometas. Me gustan independientes, también que tengan sus metas. Todo el mundo busca dinero, también busca la fama. Como Jim Carrey nos dijo, la plata y la fama no dan su mañana.
It's a little windy out today, but everybody's lined up to see the sunset, including the birds.
So does that one on the end with the nuts on it. Oh my goodness. St. Paul's Episcopal Church here in Key West is yet another place with a long and interesting history. The church was first constructed in 1839 of coral rock, and 5 years later, unfortunately, was destroyed by a hurricane. The second and third church rebuilds were completed but again ended in disaster, one with the hurricane and one with the Great Fire of Key West. The current and fourth church, built on the exact same location, still stands and underwent a major restoration in the early 90s at the cost of $1 million. Today, the church is as beautiful and as strong as ever, and on February 1st of this year, 2020, it celebrated its 100th anniversary.
So far we've done really good in Key West. We have found a lot of boondocking spots. We have met some strange people, but some interesting ones at the same time. So you can't come to Florida and not have a Cuban sandwich.
In 1860, nearly 1,500 Africans who would have been sold into slavery were intercepted from illegal slave ships by the U.S. Navy and cared for by the community of Key West. Despite their efforts, hundreds of them died and were subsequently buried at Higgs Beach in what has now come to be known as the African Cemetery.
Oh, that's hot. So we're talking about this whole boondocking thing and how we had everything down pat here in Key West. Well, last night we ran into a little issue. We met this guy named Dave, super nice guy, doing the same thing we're doing, the whole van life experience. He was staying in some parking lot and he was right by the water, so it was really beautiful, super quiet. He said he stayed there the night before and he didn't have any issues. So me and Gina decided we were gonna boondock there for the night. We didn't think we would have any problem. About 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody was knocking at the camper next door. I peeked out the curtains and I saw about 6 police officers. I looked at Gina, I was like, oh, we're all busted. They were telling everybody that everybody needed to skedaddle and get out of there. Before they came to us, I decided I was gonna be proactive. I stepped out of Mr. Van Gogh. I walked over to them. They weren't being jerks. They just said we couldn't stay there. You couldn't sleep in your car. You couldn't boondock, and you couldn't camp. It was just a city ordinance. We moved over to another spot. We stayed there for the rest of the night, and we got up about 7 o'clock in the morning. We've enjoyed the day, and the only question that we have now is, where do we park tonight?
Thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel and haven't already, please subscribe and give us a like. It really helps us out and helps us to grow our channel, which is what we want to do so we can continue our adventure and keep bringing you along for the ride.
And also click on that notification bell. That'll let you know of our next adventure. Leave a comment. We love to hear from you guys. Until then, we'll see you on the next video.